Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of my Beastman playthrough. Now, I've just smashed a couple of settlements. They keep resettling behind me, which is good if I want to get growth. And we've got another Beastman horde with us. We've got a Bray herd with us at the moment. We are just on an end turn just now. We are basically being very aggressive just now because we've got a Bray herd with us, so we can start being ultra aggressive and pushing out against other people. Which is very good and really does help us. Now, I'm hoping this guy gets pushed off from here, actually, because if they get pushed off, it means I can move in afterwards with my Bray herd and smash them, and I will certainly get a nice chunk of gold from there as well. I want to really build up my income so I can start income, and then I can retake these two little places down here as well, which are only just been re-picked up. And then if I pick on those again, I can start getting growth. And there's also places here have been rebuilt, so we're doing quite nicely here by wandering around. However, still need to be careful because they can still get me. You know, if everything comes together in one lump, I can still potentially take quite a bit of damage. I do also want to make sure my other horde, while I'm picking up these two things, I want to bring my other horde back relatively quickly. Though soon we might want to try and cross the sea so we can start pushing up into the borderlands. Okay, so that's upped our research rate. We can start going back to this one to up my horde growth a bit more. Okay, now I don't think I can raid while they're being sieged. No, I won't actually get any money at the moment from that, but we should get some from this. Yeah, it's 5k, it's not to be sniffed at. We're going to push up to this one. So, where do we actually want to go with this guy? We are actually going to push back down to Kofa, then back to Martek to get some growth. What are we on at the moment? So we do have quite a lot of population surplus. But while I've got this Bray herd following me, I want to really try and take advantage of it. Okay, so what's the green glow on the Bray herd mean, I wonder? It probably means it's slowly falling apart. Now, they're probably going to attack there now that I'm here to defend them. And I'm not actually going to offer them support because they get bounced off it. That's actually not a bad thing for me. Because I can always move in afterwards. It's a little bit backstabby, but they're not my beast. They're not my war herd. So I don't mind if they take a bit of damage if it saves me. So they didn't push out. So actually, no, none of those. Oh, let's see what these guys do. No, and they're not actually attacking there yet, so... interesting. The thing I need to be wary of at the moment is I am spending money and not gaining it, but picking up these things will help with that. Okay, so we've got a new dark moon. I hate these things. I don't want to take the hit to horde growth. We'll go for this one at the moment, keep the bestial rage up. However, oh god, see, it's making things cost me a lot more money. It might have actually been a bad idea. That only lasts for 3 turns, however. Okay, however, we have quite a chunk of cash now to play with. We've got enough to survive 3 turns without anything there. Right. Oh god, that's a bigger force than I expected. I'm just going to go and explore this way with this little horde as well. Okay, I'm a little worried I might have bitten off a bit more than I can chew just there, especially as my Brayherd isn't catching up with me. However, I think I'm okay. I can always go to Matrek and Belalid as well, so I'm not massively worried. I can probably defeat that army if it does attack me as well, so... Why is my Brayherd in raiding stance? Do I gain money from my Brayherd raiding? That's an interesting thing to find out. I don't know enough about how these little Brayherds work at the moment, so that's something I do need to work out. So they're just sitting in there. They're not coming out, so we're actually going to start heading down towards Martek now. Yeah, go on. Nope. Oh, no, I'm happy to sit in a defensive alliance with you. Because I'm going to be raiding the hell out of you soon, and you're probably going to get annoyed at me when I do it. So actually that defensive alliance, military alliance might have been good, because it would have, however, it might force me to declare war of them if I raided their territory. I'm not quite sure if it does in this. The Heirs of Morrican, that's one I haven't seen before. They've got another big army here too, but that's not an army which necessarily worries me as much. There's a Skull Island there, that will get me 10k next turn. And he's actually doing quite well there. So these guys are a lot. So inactivity causes their BC range to drop, leading to infighting. So keep it high by winning and adopting a raiding stance. So we're doing very well with this Brayherd. Okay. Al-Hake's gone. So this is getting interesting, certainly for these factions. They are taking a lot of damage from us massacring them here. So, somebody's attacking Belalid. That will be one of the vampire factions. So, we probably have outstayed our welcome here, and we probably want to start pulling back up. As I said, I'll push back up through the Orklands, potentially, then over into the border princes. We've got a lot of build up, so we can potentially once. Oh, that's perfect, because I can now just walk straight into Martek and get the extra growth from it. And then I can use this money to really start expanding this horde into a better position. And then we'll hit Belalid as well, because even if they've just had a battle there, they'll be in a tricky state. They'll definitely be in a tricky state there, so this is good. But this area of the world is probably mined out at the moment to a certain extent. So we'll go and do some raiding through the vampire territory, though we might outstay our welcome there. So I don't necessarily want to be going to war with them just at the moment. Though we might have a little smash of this little one, and then we'll push up through the top knots again, and try and get into the borderlands, the border princess lands. Oh, it is my turn again. So let's hit Martek. This is probably going to be a very easy take. Yeah, straight easy auto. Let's defile there for the growth. Lots of nice levelling up going on. This one is just me. This is the entire horde. I do want to start getting some spells at some point, but right now it's just not being worth it for me. Also pushing down this route will be very useful at some point. But I'm spending all my points elsewhere. So yeah, we took the bonus there, and here we are doing very nicely. As I said, I do want to... I'm never quite sure what's better for me, armour or melee defense. Well, armour's going to stop ranged as well, so that is definitely a good thing. Right. So my Brayherd is inevitably going to be following. You can go down and pick up this Skull Reef, because that will get us 10,000 extra gold. And a War Banner, which is very nice. Let's have a pull around here and have a look up here. I'm going to want to probably start pulling them back sooner rather than later. I'm actually going to drop their units at the moment to save us a bit of money. Okay, we might drop these guys into encampment stance for a single turn just to do a little bit of recruiting, get myself a little bit sorted out. Simply because I am taking a bit of a hit at the moment. I've lost a few men, and while I think I can take this army on, I prefer to do it on full, with a full stack. However, these guys are inevitably going to be following me as well, so we'll see where they go anyway. So Knights of Origo are going to do something. They're encamped. Because they've had Bel Alid for a while. No! I'm not giving Estelia money. I'm not giving you money either. I might just sail over and invade your territory now, if you being that annoying. Okay, I'll take that. You're giving me money. I'll take people giving me money, but I'm not going to take people demanding money off me. How dare they? Okay, so this is going nicely at the moment, but I don't want to get too cocky. Because if a second I get too cocky, things will go wrong. I'm going to loot their wealth. Right, we are going to drop into encampment stance for a turn. Simply because there's a few other bits and pieces. I could get that. It does reduce my growth. What is my base growth? It is 12 already. And that will start saving me a lot of money. However, it does also reduce my growth massively. But at the same time, it ups my income massively. I definitely want to up that. I'm not really bothered about any of the other trees here at the moment. I would like to get Minotaurs, and I would like to get Cygors as well relatively soon. Silly, a lot of the early ones are actually cheaper to do. I am very tempted by that simply because I'm going to hold off that for a little bit, but I am going to have to start going for that soon if I want to start getting the higher level units. And get that one so I can start getting Minotaurs, and that's burnt off all of my population surplus for the moment. Now my growth, I do still need to keep pushing out. I'm getting at pop surplus soon. And let's do a little merge. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 4 of these guys, 4 of these guys. So yeah, let's get myself another set of... Ooh, what do I want? Another set of spears for the time being. Okay, right. You can start looking up here for more stuff in the sea. I'm going to start pulling him back sooner rather than later. We've also spent quite a big chunk of our cash. Right. Why am I getting such little regen here at the moment? Anyway, that'll do for now. Hopefully, yeah, these guys might even just wander around to try and resettle here, in which case I've got a good chance to ambush them as well, which is quite nice. If not, I'm just going to start raiding their territories next turn. I'm going to force them into a battle with me. You know, and if I force them into a battle, well, I will probably win. And when I win, I will stomp up and down on their faces. And then I'll take Belalid. A bit mean of me there, saying that, but you know, I'm not. They've been chasing me around a lot. I'm not a fan of the Bretonnian factions as Beastmen, and they've wandered off. That is perfect. I don't know where they're going, but though they are a constant war for vampires, and vampires are probably loving me at the moment because all I am doing is wandering around, smashing their enemies. You know, absolutely butchering their enemies, smashing their settlements, not giving them a chance to recoup at all. So we'll probably take money from Belalid. I'm still half tempted to go back this way as well, but that was quite a big army. But we'll watch what happens, because if they start resettling, I can also do things. Okay, so some of the greenskins have a wag going, which is something I need to be aware of. Okay, Malagor has leveled up again, so let's up Slugskin to a top level. Next, we are getting some spells. And let's start raiding. I'm not sure I'm going to find much more up here, but I just want to get a lay of the land, and then we'll start pulling these guys back somewhere. I can also build this. Actually, this guy's got a tiny population surplus, so I probably want to start doing some more stuff with them. But I can leave that for the moment. Oh, and the border princes have pushed into the Orklands quite a lot, so that's actually good for me if I want to go start being aggressive against them. Now, I probably want to try and sit here for a couple of turns and actually raid before I go and actually capture Belalid, so but we'll see, because there's every opportunity they might start pushing back towards me, in which case it might be worth me hitting Belalid straight away, especially as they're about to have a rebellion here. So things aren't going well for these guys. That's fine, I'm going to let the rebellion happen and sit here and raid you. I'm more than happy to just sit here and raid you. Okay, so we're doing nicely. As I said, I don't want to be too aggressive. I need to get my other horde growing as well, and that's the other thing I need to do. It's the other reason why I maybe should have taken the reduction, because then I could have started building up my other horde as well. But that's an extra 3% growth for all my things. Oh, we've got a random orc faction appeared. You do get random orc factions appear around here, and I've got extra defense for a few turns. Have a look. Where do I want to go? That is very good. That would help my boss. Just get Gore Drunk first, then we're probably going to get Beastly Splendor, because we can get a lot of extra bonuses here as well, which is quite nice. Okay, mate, you can start coming back home. Okay, and that is the turn when he finishes moving. Okay. And at some point I do want to also push myself up at the... why? I'm daft. I need to go and siege Bel Aled because I've got my Gore Herd with me. So we can have an my Bray Herd with me. So we can potentially get an absolutely massive battle going on there, which would be quite fun. So yeah, next turn I'm going to go siege Bel Aled because my Bray Herd will join me. And then we can have a nice big battle there. Yeah, they might even sally forth against me, which would be even more fun. Oh, if they... oh. Actually, or I can just hit them now. Hit them now and hit them hard while they're not in that city. Get the money from it. Though I'm half tempted to take the growth. It's a tricky one. Those top knots are probably going to start chasing me soon. You see, these guys are managing to maintain 2 large herds now, which is what I want to be able to start doing. So once I've leveled him up a bit, I am going to get that one to start reducing the income more and more, so I can get it down. 25% reduction in the upkeep would be huge, actually. Then 50% would be huge, which will really start making everything a lot cheaper in this army. Oh, don't you dare take it before me.
Malagor.
Let's go chase these guys off. Ooh, I actually lost a unit. Nice, easy 10k. Now, what I probably shouldn't have done, however, I did the auto because it probably did better than I would. However, that's not necessarily always the best thing to do. I'm switching to raiding stance because it stops me taking attrition. That's the word I was after. Let's have a look. Okay, we're going to start pushing down our spells now. And next turn we'll do a bit more recruitment, but we can end turn for now. And my Bray Herd is going to come and join me, so that's not necessarily... this whole thing isn't necessarily a bad thing going on. I do love these little boats, because these guys, they're riding a whale. Some sort of captured whale monster creature. Which they've managed to tame, which is really quite cool. So we've smashed that faction, actually. They're pretty much gone. And it's time to start. It is now definitely time to start moving on. We might go up and have a little play with the Savage Orcs again. Sorry, with the Top Knots, who are a Savage Orc faction. And then we've got lots of Humies, lots of squishy Humies here, but... the squishy humans are probably over here with their armies. What I might do is I might go through here and just hop across to the other side where the squishy humans won't have their armies because they're not fighting orcs, and hopefully I'll be able to push through a few territories. Also, Empire are... really? Why? Why would I do that? Wow, that settlement got bashed. So yeah, this area is mined out. Mined isn't quite the right word, but it's been nicely cleared out now. So we've been doing quite nicely. We've got quite a chunk of income out of it as well now. So it's time to start moving on. I want to know who these guys are. Morcane. They sound like some sort of undead faction. Oh, I've lost my Bray Herd. So you can go into an encampment stance while we do a bit of re-recruiting. This is good because we've actually got some Gore Herds we can recruit now. Anything I can actually level up. There's quite a few things I can level up. I can't level this up though, that takes 5. Though we do have a lot of... So we can afford to take the hit on the other one now, but I can't quite afford that moment. So I'm actually gonna save for this for the time being to get that reduction, because then I can also start upping my other horde. Okay, so this is a map wide. Oh, that is nice. What's devolve? It's direct damage, strong versus multiple competitors, traitorkin. Direct damage, spread amongst combatants, strong versus a single combatant, greater effect on speed, increased damage. Oh, so that's the miscast chance. Let's have a look at some of these as well. So, Savage Dominion, that's an augment. Spawns a Cygor. That's quite nice. And Mantle of Gore-Tech, which is just a great big buff. But it does also have minus armour on my allies if I cast it on them. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm going to take Bestial Surge to start with, because that helps my vigour. And it is constant, though it's got 9 seconds, so weird. Oh, hang on. Why have I not got for full raiding? That was bad of me. So, sorry, I'm getting myself a little confused here about what I'm doing. Let's do some recruitment. Let's get myself some Gore Herd with shields. They're better than these guys, and we're also going to do another mass merge. And we do want to get myself some spears out as well next turn. Is there a reason I'm going for ones with shields? Other than the cheaper, of course. Okay, so that's nice. Getting myself some nice Gore Herds coming in. We're also going to get ourselves some Spearmen next turn, and then it's going to be moving the herd on to pastures new. So I'm quite happy with this so far. We've been doing very nicely in the last two things. As I said, right now it's I'm gonna save up and get that extra growth one, because if I can get that extra growth one, it's really going to help. It's really going to help my income. While it will slow down the growth of that horde, it will mean I'll be able to start building up a second horde as well, which means that I'm going to be able to basically do more. And then eventually, at some point, I also want to look at getting a third horde out, and so on and so forth. We'll take that for the time being. I am about to start wandering and raiding through your territory, so potentially. So I'm more than happy to take that for the time being. Now, this is something I do need to be aware of. I am quite weak still compared to a lot of factions, simply because of my nature as a horde. Now, possibly I should have been trying to pick on moving a lot more. As I said, I'm not necessarily the best player at these guys, so maybe I should have been more mobile, picking off targets as I see it and as I go. Okay, so the Dark Moon. We'll take that one for now. Surplus in one turn. So my growth is huge here at the moment, which is really good. And you can start heading back down onto shore. So look what's here. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to sit on the edge here. I'm going to work out where's better to raid. And we've also got these little guys I can go and smash too. And there's still a few safe territories. And obviously there's all back here I can pull back into if needs be. So, and I can potentially play on the war grounds around here as well, though I don't want too many people to be not liking me at once, even if they're at war with each other. Being stuck in the middle could prove to be bad for my horde's health, bad for the herd's health. So we're going to get ourselves into a raiding position next turn. Oh, actually, no. I do want to do a little bit more building up first. Sorry, I forgot about that. And then we're going to start raiding again. Oh, so they are still there, and they are powerful. No, I'm not turning around. I'm moving on now. I am moving on to pastures new because I've burnt that area. I've burnt these areas out. So, and there's other people around there to deal with them as they are. Now the vamps are nicely expanding as well. I've probably massively helped that vampire faction because I've basically gone and cleared all of their borders for them. So they love me, which is why I'm going to raid them. Well, I'm not necessarily going to raid them. If I get more money off the other faction, I'll raid other people first. So in battle, eliminate a lord beginning to any of the others. I'm not going that way, so. Right. So, I do want to do a bit of recruiting. Get another Bestigor. And 2 more units of spears, bringing me back up to 4. Oh no, I want to get myself another Centigore as well, which will put me out for a couple of turns. And I do also want to get myself... Right, we're going to do that this turn. Then we're going to get myself Centigore and 2 Minotaurs, which will replace a couple of these guys as well. So we're going to drop them out, which will give us quite a nice solid front line. That's giving us 3 spears. These guys are just going to get completely replaced because they've been replaced by the straight Gore herd as well. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this because this does reduce the upkeep for everything a bit more as well. So I know I was saying I'm saving that thing. I am going to, but at the moment it's everything helps. It's a matter of I want everything at once. You know how it is. We are going to end after this end turn, guys, because we are at 33 minutes and well, I've just been sitting here recruiting for the past few turns, which isn't necessarily the most interesting things to watch. Sorry if not really had any good battles this session. It's not always the way it goes. I'll try and do a few battles, but those ones we would have thought would have just been quite easy auto-resolve, so not necessarily the best things to do. You know, but I do always, because I'm playing on hard, you do also take a little bit extra of a hit for auto-resolving, so I possibly shouldn't be auto-resolving even on those really good ones. No, I'm still not giving you money! Why do these guys think I'm just going to give them money? I'm confused why they keep asking me for money. It's not like it's going to happen, and I'm fairly sure they know it's not going to happen. So what I want to do now is I want to get this guy full. I want to start raiding somewhere good so I can start building up. Just take my time because I've got a nice growth on this horde at the moment. Get it really sorted out and ooh, growth or gold. We'll take the growth, actually. That's a really good growth for both of my hordes. Let's have a look-see. So you can actually get yourself up to max. Right, so now I want to get myself... We can get Bestigors now. They are really good, but I don't really need them at the moment. They have armour as well, but they are very expensive to keep. And 2 Minotaurs, which are also very expensive. So this is making this a more expensive horde. That does put me back up to 20. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh no, I'm only going to go for 1 Minotaur at the moment because I do want a line of 4 spears. So we're not going to be spending quite as much on Minotaurs. Let's have a look at all these abilities. These guys have Blood Greed. So if a leech is broken, which basically means if they're running away, so that's really good. Yeah, also it's activated if enemy presence. I was trying to work that out there. My brain just wasn't reading it properly. Well, that's the other thing I wanted to see what was actually. So these guys are rowdy. So they have perfect vigour. That's really good, actually. Okay, so a couple of turns we'll be able to move on. Anyway, guys, I am going to stop this here. We are getting through our things, our money, so we do need to start hitting some places soon. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, please feel free to throw any feedback my way. If there's anything you think I could do, anything you think I could do better. Thank you very much for your time.